Hello everyone, I am Mr. Sunil Kumar from the Department of Mechanical Engineering at the esteemed AJ Institute of Engineering and Technology, Mangalore. Dear students, I am teaching you the course Material Testing Lab for 4th semester Mechanical Engineering students as per VTU syllabus. In this lab, we will be studying about number of properties of materials. There are varieties of properties. We need to understand about properties because it affects the application. The stability of the material as well as its failure. We need to understand them. We can understand them only when we understand about their properties. Until now, I have explained to you about number of properties such as pure torsion, direct shear, and then impact. In this class, we shall learn about hardness, to be particular, Brinell hardness, and how to conduct Brinell hardness test, what is Brinell hardness number, and so on. What is hardness? Hardness is the property of the material to resist plastic deformation. Unlike toughness, where plastic deformation is allowed or is beneficiary, in hardness, plastic deformation is not beneficiary. Like it is the property of the material to resist plastic deformation whenever it is subjected to load. To be particular, whenever it is subjected to compressive loads, it should resist plastic deformation. Generally, hardness test is conducted by penetration test. A material will be penetrated, a specimen of the material will be penetrated or indented with the help of higher hardness materials such as steel ball or diamond cone. So if the material resists that penetration, means if it resists plastic deformation, that is permanent deformation, then it is said that it is having more hardness. If it doesn't resist and allow indentation to happen very smoothly, then hardness is less. So the material which resists that indentation will have more hardness. So one can define hardness like this. Hardness is the property of the material to resist the plastic deformation. To be specific, to resist the localized plastic deformation. In this lab, you will be learning about three different hardness testing machines. One is Rockwell hardness, then Vickers and Brinell. Brinell is the oldest among these three, in which steel ball is used to make indentation on the material. Okay. This is the hardness testing machine what we are observing here. Specimen will be placed here and load will be applied with the help of leverage in terms of kg force. After applying the load, there will be indentation with the help of ball indenter, and that indentation is viewed by microscopic view, which will be observed here. There will be circular penetration. We have to calculate the diameter of the circle in horizontal way as well as in vertical way. After calculating the diameter of that circle, we have to substitute the diameter of the indentation in the formula so as to obtain the hardness. So after indentation, it will be like this. We have to note down the diameter. Then apply in this particular formula so as to calculate the hardness. Here capital D is the diameter of indentation. Small d is the diameter of indentation. Capital D is the diameter of the steel ball. What is the procedure? We have to place the specimen in the anvil. With the hand wheel, raise the anvil until the adjustment. Select the ball diameter depending on the type of material used. Apply the load gradually up to 15 seconds. Release the load. Make 3 trials. Capital D is the diameter of indentation, as I told. Capital D is the diameter of indentation. Capital D is the diameter of indentation. This is for horizontal, this is for vertical. We have to take this value. Here this is small d actually, as per the formula. Average is taken as small d. So after calculation, we will get horizontal diameter, vertical measuring of diameter. Its average is taken as small d here. Here capital D is the diameter of the ball indenter. So applying this formula, we will get BHN, Brinell hardness number, or HP. Both are the notations for Brinell hardness number. P is the applied load, that is 300 kg force. So it will be a number. Hope you have understood. Thank you.
As we have seen two hardness testing experiments earlier, the experiment what we are doing now is the third one, is called Brinell hardness testing experiment. Here we are using the indenter of 10 mm ball indenter with the diameter of 10 mm. The indenter is over here. As we have taken similarly 4 materials, two hardness testing experiments at the beginning. Now the third one we are going to conduct, that is called Brinell hardness testing experiment. Here using ball indenter with the diameter of 10 mm. Here we are using ball indenter with the diameter of 10 mm. Here also we are using 4 materials similar to the earlier experiment, but I have taken one example for the material. This is copper. Here we are using 4 materials like copper, aluminium, mild steel and cast iron. Coming to the load applying to the material, here there is a base for loading the loads. So base itself carries the load of 250 kg force of load when the load is acting on the material. Or then there are many plates, this kind of plates are there. So each plate carries 250 kg force of load when it comes to the machine or when the load is act on the material. So base 250, then each plate carries 250 when the load is act on the material. Now we have taken copper. So we are selecting 1000 kg force of load. So for aluminium we are selecting 500 kg force of load. For copper 1000 kg force of load. And for mild steel and cast iron we are selecting 3000 kg force of load. As I told earlier, base itself carries 250 kg force of load. For copper I am adding 250, now it becomes 500, again one more plate becomes 750, then again one more plate, so become 1000. So base 250, then 3 more plates of 250 kg force of loads. If we see this lever position, they are given 3 positions for reading: read, unload and load. Read shows the indenter will be in idle position. That means while reading the reading of that indentation, the lever should be in this position. Unload means the indenter will be ready for indentation. In this position it should be there. And in loading, the load will be acting on the material. These are the 3 positions for indenter. Here there is a switch for switching on the machine. So we have to switch on the machine. So if we see here this side, when we switch on the machine, load will get acted on the material. So next we have to move at the front. How to select the surface for the indentation? Here we can see we have placed the material, and here now we have to see here to the screen. We have to move the table or the elevating screw till we get clear image of the surface. That we have to see here in the screen. We have to move the elevating screw until we get clear image of that surface. Now we can see the clear image of that material. Next we have to load the indenter for indentation. So I am moving this lever. At the same time we can see here indentation position from read to load. When I am moving this, it moving to read to load position. Next we have to apply the load. Now the indentation is taking place. Here also we have to wait approximately 10 to 20 seconds. We can see here one dial that needle should stop completely. Once the time is over, we have to move the indenter to a unload position. Then again to read position. The indentation image on the screen. One circular image we can see here. Circular image. The method of taking the reading is slightly similar to Vickers hardness testing. But only the thing is, here also there are three scales: main scale, vernier scale and thimble scale. But the least count is different. Here main scale least count carries 1 mm. Thimble scale, vernier scale least count carries 0.1 mm. And thimble scale least count carries 0.01 mm. Scales 1.1 and 0.01. Okay, so at the beginning, similar to Vickers, first initially we have to match main scale 0 with vernier scale 0. You can see here one vernier scale is there with the 10 division and main scale 0 is here. That we have to match with vernier scale 0. Now zeros are matching. At the same time, here also 0 should match in thimble scale. Now by rotating the knob, any one line from the main scale, we have to match it on the left hand edge of the indentation. Any one line from the main scale, we have to match it on the left hand edge of the indentation. Now one line from the main scale is matching on the left hand edge of the indentation. Now we have to take the reading from left towards the right hand side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Little more than 4 it is, but we don't know how much it is. So main scale we have to take it as 4 into 1, least count of them. After that, here if we see, it is slightly more than 4. So what we have to do, as we have done in our Vickers hardness, the line which comes before the right hand edge, we have to move it on the edge by rotating the thimble scale. Rotating the thimble scale. Now I am rotating the thimble scale upward direction slowly. Now if we see that the line which is before the right hand edge is moving on the edge. Okay. Now if we see, we can see some deflection in vernier scale also. See, at the beginning we have coincide the main scale 0 with vernier scale 0. Now we have moved the thimble scale to get this line on the right hand edge. Now if we see now we can see some deflection, that is 1. So 1 into 0.01, 0.1, sorry, 0.1. 1 into 0.1. At the same time, we will get some deflection in thimble scale also. So the line which is crossed from the reference line is 5 into 0.01. So reading will be 1 into 4 into 1. Then vernier scale is 1 into 0.1. Thimble scale is 5 into 0.01. So all the 3 readings we have to add. Whatever reading we have taken, that is D1. Similar way we have to take the reading of D2 by keeping the scale into vertical position, and we have to take the reading, that is of D2. Then both the readings we have to add and we have to take the average value. That average value we have to substitute here in the formula. Formula is 2p divided by pi d minus root of d square minus d square. So capital D minus root of capital D square minus small d square. That capital D is the diameter of the ball indenter. That capital D carries the diameter of the ball indenter. So capital D is the diameter of the ball indenter, and that small d is the average value of that D1 and D2 here. That we have to substitute in that formula. Whatever value we are getting, that average value, that we have to substitute in the formula. And that P is the load whatever we are applying on the material. So here we have given the load. According to that, we have to apply it on the material.